Greetings. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm in Orlando. Went to Universal Studios to connect. I wasn't planning on. I don't know. I was going to do it. Then I said, maybe not. And it's like, It felt like it was a good idea. And I'm glad I did it. Of course, it was hot as hell out there. And somebody like me has to use sunscreen. Of course, a lot of it was in my eye most of the time I was there. So that was fun. So so not being able to see was enjoyable. And then I went to Islands of Adventure, which is right next to Universal, and it was hotter. I don't know. I couldn't concentrate. I channeled. I got out of there. And it didn't go well as for being there. What was it? My phone, as I was channeling at Zeta, and my phone overheated. It's like, it's hot. It was hotter than there. It was hotter there than it was. So anyway, that was a great amount of joyness there. Don't go outdoors, whatever you do. Of course, in Phoenix right now, was it Phoenix, Arizona? Yeah, they're doing really well. So Florida is, I don't know, and I shouldn't go outside. I'm not made for outside. I'm made when it's cooler out, or of course I wanted to move to Arizona, but anyway, definitely don't want to channel outside Arizona during this type of weather. But of course, there's like 120 degrees. Here it's like 90, but the humidity here makes it worse. So survived it, but yeah, it took a lot out of me. I was not expecting that. I haven't really channeled in. I've had issues like at Epcot where I hit a hot spot. For the most part, it was fine, but Islands of Adventure, man, I just got freaking hit heavy. I do feel there was negative reptilians around. Not to say they were causing it, but I couldn't concentrate on anything. I forgot who I connected to. Connected to the Zetas afterwards. For the last channeling, there was another one. My mind's not doing too good right now on that. I forgot everybody, actually, except for the Zeta. I remember the Zeta. I remember I channeled Yeshua, Universal. Forgot who it was after that. Anyway, it's not important. So anyway, as for what came through the Zeta was quite interesting. What do I remember? Because my phone was heating up, and the message couldn't have been very long. But basically, from what I gathered, is we're according to them, we are Zetas, but more than we might, or at least in our DNA, in the way of like they're patching us together, meaning like you get, we get Weirin, we have this, we have that, and the Zetas are there to patch it all together from different species, like 26 or 23. Another thing, this is a controversial part that came through them, is of course I'll be editing this, who knows when, next week probably, next Saturday, but I can get the gist of it because I don't remember anything else. That was the only thing that was, everything else I don't remember. But as for, they basically say that we are a form of Zeta from them. Why do you think they see us? We see them all the time, here and there. It's not all Zetas, but we have a certain part of them. Of course, we have everybody within our lineage. So, of course, you have Anunnaki. We're everybody, pretty much. But Zetas do see us as a very big part of them. Of course, in our evolution, because the Essassani and the Zetas are the ones that really are, however you want to look at this. Zetas are very involved as for, of course, abductions, but also sightings. It's always, I mean, if you're looking at alien, it's always Zeta. I mean, do we have any? Of course, now you have reptilians because of David Icke. But when is it, what about felines? You don't really hear a whole lot about them. If we are the Lyran lineage of the humanoid. So there's a little bit of, I'm not sure how important any of this is, but it might be important to somebody. It's on how, of course, somebody will say the Zetas are lying, yada, yada, yada. So, however you want to look at it. So, as for our connections today, oh yeah, somebody was saying about I need an outline before I talk and stuff. It's like, I'm channeling. It's kind of hard to have an outline when you're connecting to, you're seeing who comes through. So it's kind of, this is unconventional. I'm not going to have an outline right now. This is not your normal. I'm building another format here. I'm just not sure where it's going to go. It's in its early days of where everything is going to go. I mean, as for this type of connection, basically, yeah, yep, there's got an indication on that. So my Zeta friends are here. We're all single, usually, because we don't know how to physically connect to anybody. That's okay. Mentally, we can connect to everybody. So yeah, well, basically, like connecting to the cabal, but there's other stuff, not just that. But as I said, like the cabal I'm connected to is not of the lower vibrations. This is much. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. It's bizarre. I'm still getting used to it. I feel this is just as controversial as David Icke talking about reptilians. Of course, I'm not talking about cabal in a negative way, because I know it's like you're talking about in a negative way. Well, that's something new, right? And now I'm talking about them in a positive way. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I know that's a little bit weird. But for one, basically they're, as I said yesterday, they're the ones that are, they're the ones that put the theater together, and we are the actors, and they're assisting us. I did get some information. I've asked, I don't get a whole lot because, I'm driving or I'm at work or whatever it is, so I can't always remember everything. Especially I was in like 2 traffic jams trying to get here. So, one was pretty major. That one wasn't too bad. So anyway, so you have that type of stuff. You got to concentrate on the road, basically. As for, one moment. Well, we do connect to them more than you might realize before we enter. I know that's crazy. Before we enter this world. So, so it's not as a big mystery as you might think. Somebody's like, oh yeah, they're bad and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's another side to it. They're not that bad after all, depending on which ones you connect to. The earth ones, of course, are, it's a little bit of mix of good and light, whatever you want to call it. But we do connect to them as they're architecting this world. And I do think we talk to them as we set up our lives. I know it just gets better and better, doesn't it? So it's like, they're here to keep the show going. It's, you got to look at a whole nother direction. It's like, we are here to learn lessons. That's why I was going to title this. I'll have to look at that again. I had a title for this, and of course I forgot to write it down, but anyway, it's no big deal. I forgot. Anyway, I'll find it. But basically, they're keeping the show going on so we can learn our lessons here. So they got to keep the darkness going. I know that sounds really weird. It's like, what are you talking about? But it's like, for us to, shape ourselves into what we're trying to do, we need their help. I know it sounds weird, but it's like, we need their help. I know it gets more and more bizarre. It's like, It's like every trial we have has a purpose. I'm not saying I understand it all. I don't think I'm really supposed to. Every trial has a purpose, obviously, right? Well, we set it up with the elites, and as we architect our life on the other side, I mean, they're architecting it also on their side. This is a big. It's like building a big building, basically. It's a huge production going on. Of course, you're dealing with life, so it's like with every child that's born here, it's already contracted, or we know what's going on. There's just this whole way of looking at. We'll get more from what I feel. We'll get more understanding of each event in our lives, of as you open up more, as you allow yourself to open up more. Like today's event, like today, what happened to me today, it's like I'm getting like super hot. It's like my whole eye was red. I had my glasses on, you can't tell, but it wasn't going well. Luckily, like at Epcot, I totally shut down. It's like I had to get out of there, put my head under a faucet because sunscreen. I can wear a hat, but I don't know. Like I said, I usually don't have that problem, not anymore. But it's so freaking hot out. It's a different story here, but I still have to put something on because I fry. I fry easily. So no matter what I do, I mean, anyway, just the way it is. I'll figure out something. So there was probably, anyway, it was like that situation there just making me hard. Basically, I was kind of like getting kicked out of there, you can say. So I mean, I survived it. I'm not looking at it in a negative way or anything like that. It was rough, but that's okay. So it's like situations, it just, but yeah, everything's orchestrated. So it was like last week, my car was, not on the fritz, and now I'm on the fritz. It's good to see we're evening all of that out. So I won't be coming back out here for a while. Hopefully, I asked for it to rain. Of course, I didn't put that out there that strongly. Didn't look like it was going to happen anyway. So I don't work on that. Clouds I can handle. Clouds, all good for that. Rain, I'm okay with that. Driving in it, not fun. But man, today was just a scorcher. It was only like 90 degrees, but of course with humidity, it's hot. Ugh. So anyway, of course I wore black too because I'm used to wearing black. This is my theme park shirt. I always wear this usually. Probably wasn't a good idea to do that, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference. So anyway, that's the way it goes. So it went well either way. If it was a pain in the ass. But yeah, my phone overheated. So it's like, what are you going to do there? So it was that kind of indication. It's like, time to shut down. So anyway, like I said, it was all good. But as for the architecture of what's going on, some people are going to connect to it dark if they feel like it. That's fine. I'm not big on all that. But the architecture of her life, I believe you will start to, if you wish. Like I said, I think some of this stuff's just going to come to you. But this is going to the fourth dimensional energies. You just, you want, as long as you have intentions of, I want to, not be aggressive towards anybody. Of course, driving is another story, but, it's not another story, but, you're trying to better yourself without driving yourself insane. And don't beat yourself down either. It's like, I'll try to do better next time. Instead of just like beating yourself to death. It's like, man, I should, because the last thing you do is more negativity. It's like, okay, maybe we're negative at a moment, but then, okay, all right, I made a mistake, should not have did that, whatever, said, heckled at this person driving by. Just for example, on the road, not to say that happened. I'm not that bad. No, not at all. But some are. Or at work, and you get some kind of feisty. Like at work, I was going to begin to try this stuff of balancing energies. It's like, okay, negativity is coming after me from the boss because he's psycho or whatever, got an ego problem. business isn't doing so good, but so the ego is like he has to knife you because he feels like it. So okay, how can I balance this where I'm not affected by it negatively, where it might come at me, but where I can like shield myself from it. So how, or filter it through, you know what I mean? So this, of course, can go from family, family members, that can be worse than work. So, so how can I clear all this out so I'm not being hit with all this? And as for, human collective also, like where I went to today, it was, it's funny, I have to mention this. When I was at Venture, I just got an image of course, there's a lot of beings there, of course, I'm not, but I got a blue being that was looking at me while I was there. I don't know who the hell that was. I just got an image of it here. I couldn't concentrate when I was there, so that's not happening. I'm ready to jump into a lake right now. Last thing I'm going to do is notice anybody around. Yeah, a blue. I don't know if it was Nordic or I don't know what it was. I just got a visualization of it. It's not just watching. That's all. No big deal. Not important. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned the blue elephants. Yeah, there's I believe in Sirius. Could be wrong. Or I'm feeling serious. Blue elephants are, a race. Of course, there's different kinds of them, I would imagine. I believe in Sirius. I'm feeling serious. It's like you have Sirius, and they're like, you have your little plants when you enter Sirius, but they're like farther out into the dark. Even I don't know about the dark, but anyway, these blue elephants are very to themselves. Not necessarily fully to themselves, but they're very. These seem to be very obviously the fourth dimensional beings are always spiritual. These are. That's a good question. I got a mystery there. I'm not sure. I think these are actually fifth dimensional elephant beings. They are or six. Yeah, I'm getting shaman energies. I'm not getting a whole lot from them. They're kind of mysterious, aren't they? The workers, they are, they say workers of light. Of course, anybody can say that. Come on, give me something. They're not talking. They're just monitoring us. I do seem like I seem like Star Wars had a blue elephant in it. I wouldn't say they're that small, but something around those lines. No, they're big, but the blue elephants. From it seems like they're more of a spiritual energy. Right now, they're just watching. They're not saying anything. So anyway, that's interesting. Everybody always says something. They're not saying anything. I guess they're not used to being connected to. If you see a blue elephant, obviously you're connected to them. They are guiding your life. Okay, I got something. They are from their world. You did contract to connect with them. Basically, spiritual guidance. I believe they're just there for spiritual guidance, just like the Arcturians. Okay, so I did get something after all. So that's what I'm getting from that. So if you see a blue elephant, they're just there to help guide you. You can always connect to them, ask them for a message. They're not saying anything right now because it's a personal situation. Just basically just connect to them if there's for anything, for jokes or anything. They're happy to help. Yeah, they're not used to being connected to, that's for sure. They pop in here and there. But I do see a heavier presence of them eventually. Okay, before we continue on, for those that are new to the channel, the channel of the insane, talk about aliens, angels, and anything that's not normal. Basically going to the soul. Those some aren't really connecting to it. That's fine. That's fine. This is all bizarre. So some of this is a little bit heavy. for something to digest for good reason. But I believe we're on the right track. So, who I am is, we're going to find out. You can find me at ivanteller.com. There's an about page. Always donate to help. There's a main page. I'll go into this real quick. I don't think I mentioned this. Join the webinar. I had to go back to the old webinar system because the other one kind of they're having issues with the other one. So this is an experiment, but I might go back to it once you get the kinks out. So you can join the webinar here. You can pay it through just $10 a month. You can always cancel anytime. We have webinar scheduled, and we'll see. We'll go back to the front page. Private sessions. You can always find me here through the scheduler, through the calendar. You can also book through these different items. Also, if you can't get the schedule to work, you can Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and by phone. And phone is recorded through Skype, as far as I know. There's also Spirit Social. There's Ivan Teller, my services, submit a question, healing, past life regression, message from Yeshua, channeling, consulting, and 5-minute healing. Also have spiritual connections, one question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul painting from Stephanie, and angelic Reiki. And we have other things. This is the Amazon store. And also we have Spirit Q. This is a social network. I'll go into this later. This is, Anyway, you can post stuff and you can add it to the show. I'll look at that tomorrow. I need to take a break. But also wanted to mention, definitely a social network. Yeah, feel free to, if you're not a Facebook fan, that's the place to go. Many people are there, but it does help get the word out. You can also, here you can submit a question. Usually it's 5 minutes long. And if you need a transcript, if you don't understand English, there's a transcript you can get also. And also we have a web app on iTunes and Google Android, so you know what's going on. Of course, I have to update that. That's for the calendar. I think I forgot. So that is the Ivan Teller. This is, if you need to find out anything else, hopefully some of that will be helpful. Yeah, it's been a long day as it usually is. Usually I do these at night. I've been on the road all day today. It was worth it. I'm glad I went, but it was very, very strange. But as for, this is not exactly your typical webcast video because usually it goes long-winded. Some stuff you might get at, most of it might be boring, but you never know. So it's a little bit of everything here. As for going back to the Cabal, just a little bit more, they like to be spoken about. They're the architects of our planet. So architects, that is who you connect with. These are not the negative ones that you hear on your internet. But yes, there is a negativity that has to be on your planet. Of course, some might argue with that. On our planet to help us learn things. Well, we're going through a healing, so a lot of that would be cleared, but some of it take it to the extreme. The negativity, as you can see, like what happened to Yeshua and Jesus being on the cross. It's just, we're all here to learn. I made a great amount of lessons and how to do this, have a world of great negativity. But how to battle, to balance that negativity is easier said than done. But as for, the elites and their parties and all that, stuff's going through. I believe child sacrifice is still going on. You have child trafficking. You have all this other stuff going on. It's always going to be. It's rituals. Money is ritual also. So. Like to worship money. There's all kinds of stuff here. I think we're going to be coming. I mean, as you connect more to the universe that is you, little by little, it's no rush. I mean, it takes a while to get used to all this. Uh, like some of us in the third density environment because we have to be. Well, I mean, we're in the fourth density, but well, it's in the third also, so we can speak to those in the third and see their point of view. If you're in the fourth, sometimes then you start going to the fourth and you just don't understand what the third is talking about anymore. So you kind of have to balance both of them. So it's not the same for everybody, it's different for everybody. But yeah, ascension is, I don't think there's anything such as stopping your ascension. I mean, I imagine it slows it down to some degree, but as you ascend, others will ascend. So I say, go on forth, keep going as far as you can go, because the rest of us will be there. We'll get there when we get there. But it'll be fascinating to see how the world will react to all this. It will become more of a thing over time. Right now, it's going to be just a legend or a myth or not even that. But we are going to the fourth dimension, or some say fifth. I don't know. It feels like we're in the second dimension when you look at it, depending on where you are in the world, especially the politicians. That was one thing that came with the politicians. That's true. That they are our magicians to keep us, under control. Like with Trump, he is not to go into politics. He's a target, but also he is a grand master, you can say. Just the right man for the spot, and love him or hate him. He's there to change things. He's not fully aware of it, but in astral he agreed to it, and so here we are. I don't think anyone else can carry out the way he's going to carry it out, though, not successfully. So either way, let's see here. Actually, message from the Zetas. I've been standing here patiently. All right, what do you guys got for us? There's like 5 or 6 of them here. At least it feels like it is. As you travel in this life, you'll begin to see yourself differently. Different versions of yourself. That is you going to the fourth dimension. You'll see yourself as a female and male, or with different lovers. As you're combining yourself into those different earths. So you are allowing yourself to leave this third dimension to a fourth dimensional mindset. But doing so is being aware of what is around you. Some are having fear of what is around because they're not sure if they can handle it yet. But that is fine. But you can always open the door and let it all through. Easily, it will come through. Very easily, so you won't get too bogged down. But you are going to more of a conscious understanding of your universe. You're bringing your universal families closer to you. But that is in a positive vibration, kindness to yourself. Self-love is your armor. You're building yourself through self-love. This is how we operate, through self-love. We love ourselves so much, but we can also harness our power in a way where we can move among the universe without a problem. You will learn this also. So self-love is a major component as for becoming your universal self. But some love themselves but have a great ego of negativity. The more you love yourself, the more you love others. That way you won't honk at somebody when they pull in front of you. This takes time to get used to. For example, of course. But you are becoming more of your galactic selves day by day. But self-love is the key. It is just allowing the negativity to release, yes. But it's also identifying that you are of great importance. Where in this world, idols are seen as important, and most people are seen as the little people, and that's not true. Everybody is a celebrity. It's just your world has false idols to make humans feel very small. You are all talented in your own ways. It's just your elite system have set it up so only a certain amount of talent is going to be recognized and everything else is not recognized. That's why you see actors as famous, etc. But all talents should be recognized as great talents. Such as you work at McDonald's. That is a great talent to put up with all just the busyness going on there. So understand that where your position is of a greatness, though. Some don't feel that they are great. If I'm ordinary, I don't mean anything. You are not ordinary, and you do mean a great amount. And you're not connecting to that. This builds in self-love and also the continuation of your life. Empowers you. Yes, you probably heard this before, but not many really implement it. Some do. But then they have a false version of it. But you will remember your galactic friends, many that have not been mentioned. There's so much around you. Because you're all from somewhere. Extraordinary, of course. Blessings. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. No, I'm gonna bring this up anyway. Yeah, don't take this the wrong way. I've been connecting to the hippos. You notice how they're very large? I believe some people have reincarnated here that are very large, but to remember their origins. So eventually size won't matter. Our culture is making that a bit difficult. Well, it's getting a little bit better here and there, but a lot of that is from the hippos. Also, there's another thing. Of course, there's other beings, but the hippos are one of them. They're used to being large. So it's like, why? And they're all vegetarian. So I don't eat anybody or whatever. Another thing, was it the cougar? Yeah, it was a cougar, I think. There are worlds, of course, harder than this one, but ours is a little bit unique because of our DNA. The elephant worlds, and I'm feeling the cougar world. I have to look up cougars. Yeah, it's not easy. They're aware of their guides, but they're aware of their guides, aware of the aliens, but they just beat the crap out of each other. Elephants also. You would think you would get the gorillas, but I'm not feeling that with them. elephants I'm feeling that with. Not all worlds are like that, but some of them are. Some of them are pretty brutal to each other. So anyway, yeah, I found a video of it was on it was a hippo playing with a crocodile's tail. He's like playing with a crocodile. I was like, what are you going to do to me? I'll just bite your head off, you know. And they're just playing with them, playing with a crocodile. It's a funny, you find it on YouTube. Hippo playing with a crocodile. It's the funniest thing ever. It's like a water hole, and just the baby hippo just jump in there, a whole bunch of crocodiles, and start playing with one of them, biting on his tail. Not only just hurting him, and the crocodile won't do it. It's the funniest thing. Of course, some crocodiles I think do get, you know, if they can, or other, yeah, if the parents aren't around, they'll go after the baby, but usually mom or somebody is around, kick his ass. So I thought that was funny though. But for worlds that are different, of course, those other worlds are probably more difficult. And this is pretty difficult. I believe also, like with the elephants, I could be wrong. I don't think there's starvation there either, but they do make it difficult for each other to live, though. I don't know what it is exactly. The cougars, they just came out of nowhere. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. So keep it short for tonight. I'm not sure. That went too bad. So, all right. Take care, everybody. And I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I should have a lot more energy. I'm not going to be going out in the sun. I go outside, but not like what I did today. Jeez. All right. Take care. And